The system didn't fail you. It worked exactly as designed. Most people spend their lives thinking they're doing something wrong with money. They believe if they just worked a little harder, saved a little more, or waited a little longer, things would finally click. They feel like they're missing a secret ingredient. But the truth is much simpler and a lot more unsettling. The system we live in was never built to reward your effort. It was built to reward your position. Let's break this down. The fundamental misunderstanding most of us have is believing there's a direct, linear relationship between the work we put in and the wealth we accumulate. We're taught from a young age, work hard, get good grades, get a good job, and you'll be set. But that's only one part of the equation, and it's the least powerful part. The real game isn't about trading your time for money. That's the employee's path. You give an hour of your life, you get a fixed amount of cash in return. Your potential is capped by the number of hours in a day. Even if you're a high-paid professional, you're still on this treadmill. As you stop working, the money stops coming. It's a transaction, not a system. The system itself operates on a completely different level. It doesn't reward time. It rewards ownership, leverage, and scale. Think about it. Who gets truly wealthy? Is it the person working the longest hours on the factory floor, or the person who owns the factory? Is it the barista making 100 lattes a day, or the person who owns the chain of coffee shops? Ownership is the first key. When you own something, a business, a piece of real estate, a stock, you are no longer just trading your time. You own a piece of a system that generates value, whether you are physically present or not. The business operates, the rent gets paid, the company grows. Your wealth isn't tied to your personal output anymore. It's tied to the output of the asset you own. This leads directly to leverage. Leverage is how you multiply your impact without multiplying your effort. The most common form we think of is financial leverage, using debt or credit to control a larger asset than you could afford with your own cash. You put down 20% on a property and you control 100% of that asset and benefit from its appreciation. That's leverage. But there are other, more powerful forms. Labor is a form of leverage. When you hire an employee, you are leveraging their time to build your vision. You pay them a fixed wage, but you capture the excess value they create for your system. Technology is another incredible form of leverage. A single piece of software can serve millions of users simultaneously. The person who wrote the code isn't working a million times harder. They built a system that scales. Distribution is leverage. Having a YouTube channel, a podcast, or a newsletter allows you to speak to thousands or millions of people at once, a feat that was impossible for most of history. This is where the idea of saving money gets complicated. We're told to save, save, save. And saving is crucial for stability and security. It's your foundation. But saving on its own does not create wealth. It preserves value. In fact, due to inflation, it often loses value over time. Saving is a defensive move. Building wealth is an offensive move. The money you save is the fuel, but it's useless until you put it into an engine of ownership and leverage. The goal isn't just to accumulate cash in a bank account. The goal is to convert your labor and your savings into assets that work for you. Now, let's talk about the big accelerator. It has exposed who already understood how the system works. AI is the ultimate form of leverage. It's a tool that can automate tasks, analyze data, and create content at a scale and speed that is beyond human capability. For those who already understand the power of systems, AI is like getting a superpower. It allows them to build, scale, and distribute their ideas and businesses faster than ever before. They can create more complex systems, reach wider audiences, and generate value with terrifying efficiency. The gap between those who own the systems and those who work within them is about to accelerate dramatically. This is so critical right now. If you continue to believe that simply working harder is the path forward, you will fall further and further behind without even realizing why. But against automated systems that don't get tired, don't need breaks, and can operate at a global scale, Your effort will still be needed to keep the system running, but the structure of that system will ensure that the rewards flow upwards to the owners, to the architects. The purpose of this isn't to make you feel hopeless. It's the opposite. It's to wake you up. You can't win a game if you don't know the rules. The system isn't a moral entity. It's not good or bad. It's just a mechanism. It rewards certain inputs and ignores others. It rewards structure, not just struggle. So what does this mean for you, practically? It means you have to start thinking differently. Your primary focus shouldn't just be, how can I earn more money? It should be, how can I build or buy a system? How can I acquire leverage? How can I move from being a renter of my time to an owner of an asset? This could mean starting a small side business that doesn't depend on your direct hours. It could mean learning to invest in stocks, not as a gambler, but as a part owner of great businesses. It could mean creating content, building an audience, or developing a skill that can be leveraged through technology. It's a shift in mindset from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. Even if you still have a day job, it's about playing the long game of building equity, not just earning income. The system was never meant to make you rich by just being a good, hardworking employee. That was a story sold to keep the gears turning. The real path was always about understanding and using the levers of the system itself. Ownership, leverage, scale. Once you see the system clearly, for what it truly is, your decisions start to change. The way you spend your time, the way you use your money, the skills you choose to learn, it all realigns. You stop running faster on the treadmill and start looking for a way to get off it. If this made sense to you, if it sparked a new way of thinking, subscribe to the channel. We expose how the system actually works here, so you can learn to navigate it. Thanks for watching.